Bird, 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 bird. Yeah! Ron Babe was right. Ron Babe was right.
I'm feeling spry. Hey everybody, it's Ron Bain with the Hunting Dog Podcast. It is the 13th of Monday. It's an evening. I have been packing up and getting all my last-minute dilly-doos all ready for Pheasant Fest. I have got a truck full of everything from, well, the entire setup. The entire Hunting Dog Podcast kennel is coming with me. And you will not believe how, by the miracles of modular bar building, we have formulated this into the feeling that you'll walk into the kennel where the dogs and the smells, cigars mostly, sometimes dog shit, where everything exists. The whole back, I'm bringing literally the whole back wall of my kennel with me. And if you don't think that's a commitment, just anyway, that's how much I want to see you at Pheasant Fest. I want you to make an effort just to come and see our booth. That's reason enough to go there. If that's not enough reason to go there, my producer's nodding to me. We don't actually cut out the microphone. Oh yeah, he said to remind everybody that my Patreon patrons are my number one sponsor. They've been with me the longest, and they love the show and all the stuff we're doing. Like starting next week when I get home from Pheasant Fest, I've got a little new remote camera I got set up, and you are going to see the journey of me and this new dog. What we're going to do, I'm not going to do a daily blog of it. It's not even going to be a blog. It's a video. And a little commentary. I'm going to show you everything I do with this dog all the way along the right, all the way till I start taking him out when spring really arrives. So, yeah, and I'll show you a few things I do with my other dogs on the training table. I'll show you everything. And you can do that by being a Patreon patron. That's it. But if you want to just absorb everything else, just go online, go to pikegear.com, look at all their gear, and if it's just enticing enough for you to say, that does look interesting, dear. Well, come to Pheasant Fest because Brent will be there with his crew right across the aisle from me with everything to try on. Everything, the pants, the shirts, everything. The vest, the overvest, the rain jacket, the God knows what all. Anyway, that's all going to be there right across the aisle from me. Onyx is going to be there. Well, Onyx is with me literally 24/7 because it's on my phone. I can only say that about Pike Gear when I'm wearing their pants about, maybe, 12 out of 7. Onyx is with me 24/7. It's there for you to enjoy the outdoors 24/7. Turn it on your phone. You can use the promo code HTP20. You can use the promo code Borden's Cottage Cheese 20. You can use the promo code, Roku TV 20. It doesn't really matter. They want to make sure that you enjoy the outdoors. That's why Onyx supports everything we do. Boss Shot Shells, you cannot find better shot shells. I wish so badly that they were going to be there this year because a bunch of my friends said, can you give me some more of those turkey loads? Now, everyone knows I'm not a turkey hunter, but I have shot 2 turkeys in my life. No, 1, 2. No, yeah, 2. Shot at 3, killed 2 in my entire life. But I did nab a few Boss shotgun shells for turkeys, some Boss Toms last year. Gave them to my neighbor's boy, my son-in-law, and you don't need anything besides Boss to take a turkey down. Anything. And then besides that, season will be here soon enough. And who knows what's going on with this crazy-ass world of ours. Who knows? The next balloon they shoot down over America might be from outer space. And I would get my Boss ammunition because I know for a fact copper-plated bismuth will do a better job of killing aliens and zombies And that's a fact. I've watched some zombie movies. Copper-plated business is the deal. I would get your Bosch shotgun shells for this coming year. Get them now, because you don't want to be online finding out they're not there. Now, on the other hand, Walton's, there's probably not any urgency, to get the Walton's catalog, other than it's that time of year where we spend a little more time indoors, figure out what you need for next season. But let's rotate all the stuff we got in the freezer. Let's not find out we got a freezer burnt, pheasant or a freezer burnt sharp-tailed grouse. Get yourself on board. Turn your kittens. I meant to say kitchens. Turn your kitchen into a Walton's kitchen. And while you're at it, turn your dog into a gunner dog. Now, I mean, he could be a gunner dog. That means when he's transporting, when he's in the safest kennel made, there is not another one out there. Call me, write me, we can discuss it. I can show you the test results. I can show you the pictures online. That's not the question whatsoever. Nobody makes a kennel like this. Nobody makes a food crate like this. Nobody makes the winter door, the magnetic winter door. I'll have that at Pheasant Fest, by the way. If you're there, come by. It's the coolest thing ever. A lot of times, my dogs have had to sleep in their truck. That's just the way it is when you go hunting somewhere. And that little winter door snaps on there, and you feel like, for one, it's going to keep them from looking out and barking at people in the parking lot. Two, it's going to keep more heat in the kennel. I don't know what else you could want. I don't know. Well, you could want, wonder if, I hope these aren't Garmin balloons they're shooting down up over this. No, they couldn't possibly, because Garmin makes equipment for us. Well, we know they're good at satellites, though. Anyway, Garmin makes equipment for us to train our dogs to their highest level, whether it's your basic unit or your 200i Z3-4P Pluto model that will work on different planets. They've already proven that. Not a lot of need for it now until we get to Mars or anything. But your Garmin unit, if we have to inhabit another planet, I want you to know your Garmin unit will work. Your yardage is going to be decreased, I think, by 47%, though, something to do with gravity. If you're looking for your Garmin unit, go to W Supply. Like I said, that company, you could not listen to the Amber. Call up Jason or Buddy at W Supply and say, look, Ron's babbling so much. What do I need? Here's what I do with my dog. What do I need? That's the kind of service you get from W, not anywhere else. Everybody else is just selling it. These guys sell it because they live it. And deck drawer systems it's the number. It's the only one. I mean, I've seen a few other drawer systems in my lifetime, especially in construction. The metal ones they're never gonna last. I can't remember the name of them, but it was made by a big company that made toolboxes. And then there's some other ones out there that, they're okay, but you could put a couple dogs on top of it in a couple crates, and that's all you can put on top of it. Get the deck drawer system, install it in your truck, and you can call me up, and I'll give you I won't be able to give you a refund because I don't own the company, but I will talk you out of any issues you have. If you're wondering, Ron, I want one, sounds good, but I think I won't be able to do this. Wrong. You can do everything you can do with your regular truck once you put the deck system in, because it's literally as strong as the bed of your truck. And the drawers, you could fill them with guns and gear like me, or beer, like I have done, or you can go to the hardware store, or you can go to the lumberyard and bring home patio blocks in them. They will hold 300 pounds a drawer. Yeah, exactly. Weatherby shotguns. I cannot wait to see my friends at Weatherby at Pheasant Fest. They're going to be right around the corner from me. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're coming out with their new guns. I have not seen it personally, so I cannot speak of it. But please go to the Weatherby booth and see what's coming out soon. It's going to be sexy, and it's going to be something that if you know me, I'm going to like. All my friends at Pierre and I are going to be there. Carl and Raymond and Tracy and Terry and, I mean, you name it. Everybody I've known over the years will be there, along with the Smith brother or the Smith cousins, Rick and Ronnie Smith. A lot of people think they're brothers. They're not. They're cousins. Purina will be there in force to answer any question you have about food, any questions you have about dog training, any questions you have about if you want to come up and say, hey, I'm thinking of feeding my dog chicken from the store, and I'm going to cook it every day, and I'm going to mix it in with some vegetables. They'll talk you out of it, okay? They will have everybody there on site to support you and your dog like they do in every event around this country. And if you have yet to try Canine Athlete from Wilderness Athlete for your hydrate and recover needs, for your old dog, or for a dog with the queasy stomach or when they travel and get diarrhea, if you have yet to try it, come by my booth at Pheasant Fest. There's going to be a crew, and I don't mean just a couple people, a crew of people from Wilderness Athlete, which owns Canine Athlete. They're going to have samples for your dogs, and they'll make you up some samples right there on the spot for you, especially if you're a little hungover like I usually am every day there. Anyway, I can't wait to see you all. The rest of you I can't see, but I can talk to. And don't forget, there is going to be one heck of a sale on the Upland Institute at Pheasant Fest. It will extend for just a few days afterwards. So if you can't go, and you know someone who is going, and you've been waiting to pull the trigger to train your dog to hunt wild birds in wild places, then I would say to your friend, look, I'll buy you a beer if you go there and get me the promo code. Do me a favor, would you? Just get me the promo code. Ron doesn't have to know I wasn't there. He'll just think I walked by the big theater-sized screen that shows everything, and he probably just think I took a card. I just can't get to Minneapolis. Well, of course you can't all get to Minneapolis, but find a friend. This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, and one of the questions is call a friend. Call a friend. You've got to know somebody who's going there. I cannot give you this code out over the airwaves because it'll break the internet. Yep, that's right. All right. Love you guys. Love you girls. This was the trivia. You are going to hate this episode, but so what? I think some of you will like it, but a lot of my patrons that come onto Zoom rooms, we decided I had a trivia game ready, and so we played it. A little long and drawn out. There was a few more players than usual. The cast of characters was a little more, what would you say, distracted, because they're all playing from home and they're all got to take turns. But we did the best of it, and the questions are what counts. Let's see what you can do, okay? Let's see if you can get better than 6 questions. And if you can, feel free to write me, because I know my listeners would not lie. And I might put you on the next one. Love you guys, love you girls, love you Pheasant Fest attendees even more. Oh, don't forget, the Onyx after party on Friday night, the trivia game, live podcast, Travis Frink, The Flush, and that's going to be at the local right around the corner from the event center. Friday night is going to be a long night, okay, which makes Saturday a long Saturday. But so what? It's all in the name of conservation. Grasslands, birds, everything we love. See ya.
I got a better internet connection apparently, so I think I can do it now.
You could give it a whirl. Now, obviously, you could cheat, but who cares? There's no prize. I just thought I had enough. I was like, oh shit, I should do. I'm not gonna do another one till like first or second Thursday in March. I'm like, let's just do it. I'm like, oh, I had a trivia game ready. I was gonna bring this trivia game to Minnesota for the Pheasant Fest for Travis Frank, and he came up with a different type of trivia. It's more like a puzzle game. It's going to be about upland stuff and dogs.
Okay.
And so I had these questions prepared for him. I thought, well, let me see if anybody listens to me, half can get at least, I don't know, 2, 3, because for some reason, apparently when I've had these.
You got that on your phone? That layout of that house?
Got them. Usually when I've had these with 4, 5, 6 people on there, I don't think we've ever had anybody other than Ben Brennan from Onyx. I think he got 7 right one time or 6 right. Usually you get about 3 right. So apparently I'm not very good at game formatting. But so if people are ready and you want to play, otherwise just sit around and listen. Write your answer down and then just hold it up. I'm not going to be able to keep score. You need to keep score for yourself. If you want to make 10 lines on a piece of paper or a piece of scratch paper, let's see if my listeners know anything about dogs, tobacco, guns, conservation. Really not no conservation in here. Let's see. Yeah. No, I think I'm going to predict I'm going to predict somebody gets 5 right. I'm going to predict somebody gets 5 right on this one. If you're playing and you're ready, if your dog was in a dog fight and it was bitten on the pinna, 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 where was the wound on your dog? If your dog was in a dog fight and the vet said, yeah, we had to stitch up its pinna, Pinna, where were the sutures? I'll give you a boom, 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 boom. I needed one of them little bells, like a little metronome or something. All right, give it a whirl. The pinna. So if anybody of you are, I know somebody here's wife is a veterinarian. I can't remember who. He might not be here.
Enough.
All right, let's see what we got for answers. All right, Dave says ear, hind leg, neck, tail. What does that say, Axel? Foreskin?
Yep.
Why? Penis. Well, we got 2 of you right now. All right, the correct answer is ear. Bingo. Woo-hoo. Dave is in the lead. Boy, oh boy. The only game where drunks always win.
Jackpot, baby.
Jackpot, baby. All right. This is a yes or no question. So bless your heart. You got a 50% chance of getting this right. Do dogs have tonsils? Do dogs have tonsils? Do, 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 do.
Oh, we're showing our answers already?
Yep, show your answers when you have them. I'm seeing a no. I see a no, a no, a no, a no, a no, and a no. Oh, I am so sorry. Yes, they can even get tonsillitis. Ah,
Wow.
I have never heard of that. Never heard of a dog having a tonsil issue.
oh, wait a minute. Dave, you're cheating. Of course we have a cheater in the room.
If you ain't cheating, you ain't trying.
All right.
You got a 50% shot and everybody missed it.
All right. Now this one, you got to think a little bit about this one. Of course, you had to think about tonsils and only none of you got it. All right.
Ron, before you go, have you ever heard of somebody's dog having a tonsil issue?
No. Nope. I have not.
That's unbelievable.
Here's the thing with Hunting Dog Podcast trivia. There's no fact checking, and I don't give a shit if I'm wrong. Okay. I'm
not going against it. I'm just surprised.
Every answer and question I get is developed off the internet. So who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
All right. Our third question. If a dog is given a blood transfusion from another dog that has heartworm, the dog that gets the transfusion will also contract heartworm. Is that true or false? If a dog, and they do blood transfusions with dogs, I do know that. But if the donor dog has heartworm, is the dog that got the transfusion going to also contract the heartworm from the donor dog? This is a simple true or false question. And let's see, we have a yes, a false, a yes, a yes, a yes, a yes. Who and another true. Who had false? There it is. Boy, Dave, you are in the lead, mister. It is false because the microflora must go through the mosquito to complete the life cycle of the heartworm. How about that?
That's what I was thinking.
That's exactly what you were thinking because you had that, those 3 weeks at pre-med when you were in college.
I didn't go to college.
I know. Neither did I. All right. Wait a minute. Okay. All right. What firearm company designed the bolt-action shotgun in 1933 and produced it for almost 50 years? What firearm company designed the bolt-action shotgun in 1933 and produced it for almost 50 years?
Savage Arms.
All right, let's see. We got a Browning, we got a Mossberg, we got a Savage, we got a Mossberg, we got a Stevens, and we got a what's that one up there on top? Marlin, Browning,
Awesome.
Browning. Yeah, well, I believe the answer is Stevens. It was not Savage. Then it was Stevens, and I have one of those old 410s with the little.
Hold on. I should get credit because that's what I wanted to write down.
Okay.
I knew it started with an S and I couldn't think of Stevens. So I figured it had to be Savage.
You sound like somebody I just had dinner with on Tuesday night. Uh-huh. You sound just like him. All right. This is a multiple choice question. Which country has the most hunters per capita? Which country? The USA, Canada, Ireland, or Russia has the most hunters per capita? And I do not know the licensing agreements in all these other countries. I'm sure Canada, you got to have a license.
You guessing?
It's not based on it. Just the interesting fact that I found on the internet was that this country has the most hunters per capita: United States, Canada, Ireland, or Russia. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got a USA, we got Ireland, we got Canada, we got USA, we got Canada, Russia, and USA. We do have a correct answer in the room. It's Ireland. Oh, Monty's
wow.
wrong.
Wow, we are a bunch of dumb fucks.
Man, I was really excited for that question. I just read in the Michigan Outdoors recent newspaper thing came out that Michigan had per capita had one of the safest years on record, and it referenced the country with the highest per capita hunter percentage in the world. And I want to say it was like Denmark, and I thought I was going to know that, but
Oh, so sorry. Sorry.
Denmark wasn't a question answer. So
no, it wasn't. It wasn't on my computer when I looked it up.
so it's Michigan out. Yeah, it's the different source.
Right. Again, these answers are not checked, and you're not winning nothing, and we're not donating anything to anything. All right. Of all the continental pointing breeds. Now everybody knows what the continental pointing breeds are, right? Basically everything other than an English pointer is not considered a continental pointing breed, although it is recognized in NAVDA. But all of the pointing breeds that were developed in Europe, which is most of them, actually all of them. All right. Of all the continental pointing breeds, this is according to the AKC breed standard. Okay. not the parent club, not your neighbor who's breeding them. This is according to the AKC breeding standard. Which of the continental pointing breeds has the highest weight? Which one weighs the most per the standard? Ooh, there's a thought one. There's some thinking. I'll give you a little extra time, you guys, for this one.
Extra weight.
Not extra, the highest weight. Highest weight. You know, because you're all going to think like, oh, I saw this one dog that, oh, it's got to be that one. But this is according to the AKC standard. This breed weighs the most for breed standard.
Well, I know my streak is going to be 1 in a row.
Right.
I have no idea.
Good job, Monty. All right, let me see if you got some answers up here. We have Irish Setter, Bronco. What is the question mark on? Don't know. Bronco. I can't see Dave's. He's fading away. Wait, your paper opened up, Dave.
Hey, your people.
The German pot liquor. Good answer. Good answer. There's another question mark. Well, according to AKC, and I did as much research as I could with this, it is the Weimaraner. It is the
That's
Weimaraner.
right. Yeah.
Damn.
Can
Little
you?
fat bastards.
All right.
That's
All right.
funny right there.
That's funny shit, right?
But
there.
I'm training 2 of them now.
And you know, when I found that out, I was thinking, well, it's got to be the Brock or the Spinoni. That's what I was thinking, because actually, you and I have seen 90, 100 Spinonis.
100-pound Spinonis all the time.
Right. And I've seen 90-pound Broncos, but that's not the breed standard in the AKC.
That's right.
And in
Breed
the
standards are only like 60 some pounds for a
yeah.
male.
Yeah, it's amazing how fat we've bred our dogs, or how over big we've bred them.
Mm.
All right. On our next question, I think this is 6 or 7. Who cares? I don't have a producer. I don't have anybody to help me here. And Ruth didn't show
7.
up as usual.
Question
Well, I
7.
eat all the time anyway.
Yeah. What upland bird worldwide, an upland bird species that we all know, but also exists in other parts of the world around the globe, has the most species or subspecies? What upland, and I'll tell you how many there are. No, that's an interesting fact that I'm supposed to give you afterwards, so it makes me sound smart. What upland bird that we hunt in this country has the most species wide? All right, I see a grouse. I see a pheasant. I see a quail. I see a grouse. I see a grouse, a pheasant. I see a pheasant. And the answer is quail. Who had, yeah, there you go. I mean, there are a shitload of pheasants over in Asia, but quail are literally on every continent. There you go. Not Antarctica. That would be the quail penguin, you know, but that doesn't count.
Westy.
Awesome. I didn't get skunked.
Okay. What type of flower? And I don't mean flour for making bread. I mean like a flower, a wild flower, is also the name of a gun. What name of flower is also the name of a gun?
Is it like a brand of a gun or a model?
Let's say it would be a brand of gun. And I'll give you dummies a hint. A gun is anything that shoots a projectile. That's a hint. It's a big hint. It doesn't have to travel 2,000 miles an hour. Okay, we have we got only one guy can come up with an answer. That's it, huh? It's not tulip. All right, we got Daisy. What's yours, Dar? John, I can't read. Anybody else?
Daisy now.
Yeah, my guess would be Daisy after seeing that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. Oh, look, he's cheating. Pansy or Daisy?
Pansy.
I'm not showing it. I'm admitting Daisy's my answer, but it's just because that's it.
Yep. That's it. The answer is Daisy, the Daisy Red Rider, Daisy BB gun. Woohoo! All right, are y'all keeping personal scores on yourselves?
Yeah, it ain't that hard.
I'm doing worse than the last trivia game we did.
Uh-huh. Oh, you guys are a bunch of geniuses. No wonder why you're here on a Thursday night with me. All right. Now this is where I always say, like, older guys usually do better in trivia. The earliest shotguns date back to the 16th century in England.
Hey, Lucia?
What's that? Was that a side talk, Axel, or?
No, I'm sorry. Didn't mean that.
Okay, he's still on Petunia. All right. What? The earliest shotguns date back to the 16th century in England. What American-made shotgun company developed the first hammerless shotgun in 1878? Up till then, they all had rabbit ears on them. There was black powder, there was flintlocks, there was percussion. But what American company developed the first hammerless shotgun in 1878? Do 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 do. All right, do we have some answers? Let me see. We have Winchester. We have Parker, Browning, Winchester. Dave, again, your answer I cannot see. Oh, what is that? Conch?
Coach.
Coach, I believe, is a style of gun. Sorry, Winchester. Boy, you guys are dumber than a stone.
Thank you.
Daniel Myron Lefevre. You ever hear of a Lefevre?
No.
I had one, but a little penicillin made it go away.
We're going to hire you instead of Roof. All right. Boy, there's only a handful of American-made shotguns. Apparently you guys don't know dick. All right. Here's a multiple choice, two choice question.
By Dick, you mean Pina?
No, I do not. All right.
I thought he went by Richard.
Okay. In a foot race, if you could develop this for two of our favorite animals, which one is the fastest? A pheasant or a cottontail rabbit? In a straight out, let's just give it 100-yard field. Let's give it a football field. The pheasant or the rabbit?
SANT.
I see pheasant. Winchester. Oh, pheasant. Well, that explains a lot. Pheasant. Wow, thank God. I think, as they say, the whole room got it right. The pheasant can outrun a rabbit.
Look at that, Lucia.
That one actually surprised me because I thought immediately
I want to show him.
of like rabbits that I can't hit, and I never get to shoot a pheasant either. But this year, when I dropped that pheasant, right out of this little cattail slough, and it hit a soybean field. And Tagus and V were like running out there, and they saw it doubling back toward me. That pheasant got to that cattail slough before my two dogs did. And I thought for sure, I think if they had another 50 yards, it would have been different. I was shocked at how fast that little bastard ran on dry ground. All right. Where? It's our last question of the only, and the last time I'll ever do this with you dummies.
Einstein's.
You graduating class of Einstein Ina. What did the Alaskan Clothing and Blanket Manufacturing Company, which was opened in 1897, the Alaskan Clothing and Blanket Manufacturing Company, what company did it eventually become?
I really thought you were going to ask what they make.
Nope. I see. Okay, we got Pendleton, Abercrombie. I can't see yours, Axel. Bean.
LL Bean.
Bankrupt. We have a correct answer in the room. It's Filson.
Good job, Dave.
Let's everybody give Dave a round of applause.
That just means Dave's internet is faster than the rest of ours. So
Well,
I'll take it however I can get it.
hey, I would. What did you end up with? 4 or 5, Dave? 6. Holy cow. Now, Dave is going to be officially, when I have this with a bunch of my sponsors again, Dave is going to be officially invited to see if he can pull this off again. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
why do I get that punishment?
Because you cheated enough to win this.
Oh, can I take my cheated answers? I get an 8.
No, just your real answers. I think that was actually 11 questions. I had one in here, and in true Ron form, I started reading it, and I was like, oh, I forgot to put the answer down. Which one was it?
No, I did get 7.
Did you really?
Yeah. Good night.
Yeah, I had a question here, and I never wrote the answer down. And the question was, some old timers said that 1934 was one of the best seasons nationwide, upland seasons. Why? And I never wrote the answer down. So, I can't remember if it was the end of the Depression, after the Dust Bowl. I have no idea, and I don't know how I did that, but I did not write the answer down.
It was a bourbon year.
A bourbon?
Yeah, it was a good bourbon year.
It could have been. You might be onto something. All right, I'm going to stop that.
well, why wouldn't you know the answer, Ron? Weren't you there?
No, it was just a little bit before I was hunting. Oh, well. And to use those of you who didn't play, you can let me know if you think you would have won. But what are you drinking, Axel?
Red Oak.
Red Oak. What is that, like a bourbon barrel aged thing?
It is a Bavarian amber lager. Comes from what the hell is that town down there? You can only get it down south. Whistler, North Carolina.
Ooh, sounds good. I like the sound. As long as it doesn't have the letters IPA in front of it, I'm all over it.
It's probably one of my favorite beers. I have friends that go down there for work. He takes a cooler along and he brings back 2-3 coolers worth of it.
Nice. Is it have to be refrigerated, or is it better if you keep it refrigerated?
Yeah, it's supposed to be refrigerated. The last batch didn't get refrigerated till till it came here, and then my son-in-law threw it in the refrigerator, and the refrigerator crapped out, and I was away for 3 days.
Good job. Good job.
What's it called again?
Red oak.
Red oak.
Yeah,
From North Carolina.
Yeah, and I think you can get it as far up as like West Virginia. I think they stay from there down south.
Yeah, I haven't seen it in Virginia, but I'll look for it next time I'm there. I got a little craft brew pub not too far from my place in Virginia.
And they have my son-in-law went there. They had a nice place where you go in there. They serve you beer and sandwiches, like a pub type.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a really, really good beer.
This is probably going to end up on deaf ears, or I'm going to get no answer. Has anybody in the last, I don't know, let's just say 10 years, hunted in Ontario for grouse? Anybody? You have? Well, yeah, but that was the hunt you hated, right?
I didn't like the guide. The actual hunt that I did wasn't too bad. I ended up just going myself and doing a little hunting. And like I said, the hunting was fine.
But, well, you didn't have a dog back then, did you?
That was last year. Yeah, I did.
Oh, that was last year. Okay, I didn't.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was different than like hunting North Michigan.
Yeah, you're probably walking trails, probably.
Yeah, walking 2 tracks, and once he kind of figured it out, was just walking the 2 tracks, and he was being the flusher, being that he is, getting 5-10 yards in the woods and just kind of walked down a true track and back. And
well, a buddy of mine from Virginia, he wanted to go to Beaver Island, and he saw that show I did with Travis Frank, and he wanted to see if him and his son and me would go there. And I told him, I said, I would do it again, just because it's just a great guy that I met. In fact, I don't know if I ever told you guys this story, but it bears repeating. The first time I got down to the job site in Virginia, which turned into be literally a 9-year chunk of my life. And then following years, I wasn't there that often, but for 9 years, I was there more than I was home, well over 50% some years. And the assistant plant manager, one of the project managers, wanted to introduce me to him to kind of go over what we were doing. And, that's the plant manager's job to know what's going on. And he walked up, and I'll never forget, this guy's got these steel blue eyes, and it's one of them, it's like Paul Newman. You remember, all you guys remember Paul Newman? He had those pop out blue eyes, and he puts his hand out and he goes, "How you doing? My name's Lloyd Lump." And I said, "Pleasure to meet you, Lloyd." And I said, how many bird dogs do you have?" And he looked at me and he smiled, and he's got that Virginia accent, which isn't a drawl, but it's a distinctive accent, the Charlottesville, Eastern Virginia accent. And he says, "How the hell did you know I had bird dogs?" And I said, "Because you're wearing a pair of Russell South 40 bird shooters on your feet." And he looked down and he goes, "God damn, I did put them on today." He says, "I got 2 bird dogs, a pointer and a short hair." And we've been friends ever since the day we shook hands. Been to Wyoming together, hunted around Virginia, and he wanted to go to Beaver Island, but now thinking about going to Canada, because I told him, with the you got to get on the boat, and then you got to hire another boat, and that boat's got to get you to a dinghy, and you got to pack all your gear in there. And he says, "What about going up to Canada?" And I'm trying to find, I found a few way up northwestern Ontario, but that's going to be a hell of a haul for him, let alone me. And I just wondered if anybody, how far was that place, Brandon, that you went to, from, let's say, Sault Ste. Marie or Port Huron?
It was 12 from Kalamazoo. I think it takes 5 or 6 to get to Sault Ste. Marie. So I think it was 6-7 hours
6-7 hours once you're in Ontario.
Once you're in Sault Ste. Marie. Now, if you were to go through Detroit, it was a few hours longer for me, again, coming from Kalamazoo.
Right.
But it was the town area, the area was Kapuskasing. And you went pretty far up, but the problem was with Canada, how the highways are, is you kind of, in Ontario, you either go up to the east, well, up to the west a little bit, and then, or east a little bit. The problem is it's almost straight up, but there's no straight up.
Right.
So you gotta go one way and then come back.
Okay. Did you go through like Wawa that way?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's where we went. And then when we got to the road that would take us to this place, it was literally a 2-track, and it wasn't a bad 2-track. I would call it a poor gravel road, but it was probably a solid hour, going about 20, 30 miles an hour to get to this place. And I wouldn't be fine. I looked for that place and I couldn't find it anymore. It was literally a bunch of temporary trailers that they nailed together. And but it was fine. I mean, and I went up there for sharptail hunting because there was a giant forest fire back in the day. And this place put an advertisement out, like Woods and Waters magazine, a little teeny ad like that big. And it said Timberdoodle Lodge, covered up in sharptails. Buddy of mine saw the ad and I said, let's go for it. And 4 of us went up there, and it was just nothing like North Dakota. In fact, you never even got those a couple times, but I mean, you didn't get those popcorn birds. You didn't get the birds going up and one late one. They were just covered up in them everywhere. We had to not shoot the ones in trees just because we'd have been done too early.
Someone was telling me, I think it was at my last Retriever Club monthly meeting or something like that. We were talking about it, and I think he said up in Saskatchewan, there was a real good place for grouse and woodcock, and I can't remember that, but it was something to do with the area. Like there was a big wildfire years and years ago, and it just the upland hunting there was amazing. But yeah, I guess similar to kind of what it sounds like with you, we got to that Kapuskasing, which was after you drive for hours, not seeing anything pretty much, was a pretty dang big town. It seemed like, but it was about an hour drive south of town on a dirt road going probably 40 miles, 60 miles an hour. There was no one on the road. So even from there, it was a hike.
Evan,
but if you didn't have a guide, you wouldn't know where to go either, because you don't know what the hell land is out there.
Right. Evan, you're
Ron, you talk to Camille?
What's that?
You talk to Camille. She used to go up there.
Oh, I'm gonna be seeing Camille on Saturday.
Yeah, I know her and Brian used to go up there several years ago. I don't know where at. I think it was Saskatchewan where they used to go.
Yeah, I know. I was just trying to find something that my buddy from Virginia could, it's from my house to Virginia or my house to his house in Virginia is a 10, 11 hour drive. And I was just trying to stick to Ontario because I know, there's got to be some good stuff up there. I'm just trying to keep it where he could pop up and, maybe go through Buffalo and I would come through Port Huron or something like that. But I
think the problem with Ontario is you got to get north.
Yeah. It's not going to be right over the bridges. Yeah.
No, from the look of things, once you get out of the more populated area just north of Sault Ste. Marie, you've got hours of driving through the woods, which, there might be spots, but there's no one around. So you probably got to get up to Wawa or so, that area, before you.
Right. And the other thing is, I hunted New Brunswick back in the day. In fact, Steve Ranella and 2 of my other buddies went with me up there. this is 15, 16 years ago. And it was pretty good grouse hunting. And all the guides did was follow you and stay on the road and tell you to go hunt wherever you wanted to hunt and just come back out to your truck. But you had to have a guide. And I think, is that like that everywhere in Evan, you're in Canada, right?
Yeah.
Is that everywhere, or you might not know all the different province rules? You know, if that's for bird hunting?
Yeah, they're all pretty different. I'm not too sure what Ontario's is like. I mean, I've never been to Ontario even. I'm getting my dog from Ontario, so that'll be the